Hello, in this video I'm going to give you a walkthrough of how to use Applicator Kit for Modo. For those who don't know, Applicator Kit for Modo allows you to apply your AR face kit data from your iPhone or your iPad to your scene in Modo. So let's go through the process. I've got my character, he's referenced in via import reference, ready to go. I've also got my mapping file already defined, and I've got my recording and it's on my PC and it's ready to go. So up in the top right hand corner under kits we have this little face icon that clicks up and opens up the kit interface. I'm just gonna tick that there so I can keep it up on the screen, and let's talk through what we have available to us. Capture app, right now it only supports live link face, but I'm also working on a version that supports face cap as well. The next part is the capture file. Now that's our recording, so let me just clear these values and I'll show you how to select a new one. So quickly click on select, you'll get your typical file selection dialog. Find your capture performance file, double click on that and the path shows up there. You can type it in, a little bit tedious though. It's much easier to do a few mouse clicks. The next one is our mapping file. That's sort of the brains, so to speak, behind the Applicator Kit. So it really tells us, okay, these attributes that you're captured on your iPhone, put it on my character on these morph targets or on these items. That's what the mapping file does, and it's really handy. The next one's neutral file. You don't need to select one. Very optional, but I do recommend that you do. What the neutral file does, actually what a neutral file is just a recording of the actor without any gestures or movements of the face, so being as still in their natural pose as much as possible. And what that does, it will pick up the what the iPhone considers the face in a at rest pose. So if the actor's not looking or doing anything, the face, it's not all zeros. And sometimes it's like maybe a very low value, but we get that low value, and what we do, we apply that and the capture data together to provide a more natural and realistic performance. So I recommend you get a neutral file. You only have to record it once. 5 seconds is more than enough, and we'll select that file and we will add that to our configuration. Now that's our data selection ready to go. The next part is we've got actors and actions. We'll come back to that in a second. What we're going to do, what Applicator Kit has two modes of application. It's got an item mode and an actor mode. Item mode is where you go into your scene hierarchy, select the target destination, and it will apply the data to that selected item. Actor mode is when you have an actor defined on your character, and you're able to select the actor, but you're also able to give it an action name, so you can encapsulate all the data into individual actions. So you can have multiple takes, target different actions, and keep them all together in your scene. But that's what we'll come back to actor and action a little bit later on. And then we have start frame. Pretty self-explanatory. My data is going to start being applied to frame 0. I can go negative, I can be negative 100 and start from there, and I can be any other number that I choose. And then the next one is skip frames, or skip capture frames. And what that does is from the file that you have, your recording file, say you want to skip the first second because there was a slight pause before the performance actually began, you can put in 60 because it's captured at 60 frames per second to just skip those frames and carry on from where you believe is the start of the performance. Now I'm just about ready to go. I've got a couple more things I need to do, so that's from the configuration section. First is I want to check my frame rate. I want to apply this one at this time at 30 frames per second, but there are a few that Applicator Kit does support. It supports 24, 25, 29.75 and 30, all the standard ones, plus 48, 50 and 60 as well. So it's got its own algorithm that will take that 60 frames per second and chop it up into the target frame rate, as long as that's one of the supported ones. I'm going to do that at 30. Now the scene starts to end. Don't have to worry too much about it. We can extend and change that later on. The frames will get applied regardless of what numbers are set here. And now, because I'm in item mode, I have to select my item. My character is a little bit interesting here. his face is actually broken up across multiple meshes, and what I can do is I can select each one individually and then apply, go to the next one and then apply, and go to the next one and then apply, and then find his head locator and then same deal, apply. But it gets a little bit tedious. But what we can do is just select a level in the hierarchy which is above all the target items that we want to do, and when I click on apply, it will loop through all the items, all the child items for this one, and down all the way to the bottom, and look for matches to the mapping file and apply the data there. So I'm just going to click my old man folder and click on apply, and I've got my last chance to check my settings that I selected before I apply the data, and click on yes. And that'll go through, apply the data, give me a pop-up to say it's finished applying, and my character has now the performance applied to my scene. So if I just click a few frames forward, you can see the different character poses coming up, and as you can see, it wasn't too difficult. Now, item mode does apply directly to the scene. If I come in and apply again, it will just add data to the scene. It won't necessarily remove old data, or just add data to the scene. But that's item mode. Next, let's talk about actor mode, and what I'll do before we do that, I'll reset the scene. Okay, now we're back to the scene without any data applied to it, and now I'm going to walk you through how actor mode works. Now there's a couple of ways to select the actor. You can type in the name of the actor, blah 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 blah, or you can go to the groups tab and select the actor from the group menu. So that's the actor. You can see the little actor performance there. If I expand that, oopsie daisy. If I expand that, you'll see it's got actions, poses, items all associated to the actor. Now that's selected. Next I can do is click apply, and I'll go straight into the actor as item mode was done, and we'll really get the same result. But what I can do is I can come here and I can add an action, take 0, 1, and then when I click apply, it will create that action and apply and add that to the actor and apply it to the scene. And so I can click on apply, gave me my warning, come up, I've clicked OK, and now if I expand my actions, I've got take 1 there. I can then come up here, grab a separate capture file, change it from take 1 to take 2, and click on apply. And same sort of deal, check my settings is correctly. What you'll notice in actor mode, it says actor here, and this is target actor, so you know you're applying it to an actor, and then obviously that's what I'm after. I'm very happy with that, and I click on yes, click on apply, and now I've got two takes, take 1, take 2, and I can toggle between those, relatively simple, and look at the different performances that I get. Same sort of deal, scrub through and look at them, or I can say, hey, I don't want to look at any of my actions, and I'm back to my neutral pose. Very, very similar, but different. I find it a lot less destructive to use actors and actions, and that's definitely my personal preference in that one. If this one's a little bit of a dud and I don't want that one anymore, I can come in and I can delete that action, and then that data's gone. If I applied it directly to the scene, it is a lot harder to clean up, and that's why I like actions when applying the iPhone capture data to my scene using Applicator. Okay, now I'm on the Animate tab at the top, and as you can see, the Animate tab doesn't necessarily show the same button interface that you'll get on the Modo tab and some of the other tabs as well. So Applicator Kit is around helping your animation. So how do we get and how do we see the Applicator Kit when we're on the Animation tab? Well, what we can do is we can come up to the side here, show the side panel, shows your scene, and we can come up to the little plus sign next to the groups, click on that, and from the menu, you can never remember where it is. We're looking for one that says Forms. Form View. Here we go. In Application, Form View. Now by default it's blank, but when you click on the little cog icon, and you've got a bunch of exports, you click on that. This shows a lot. You can just start typing in Applicator, oops, and then select Applicator Kit and remove that. And now you've got Applicator Kit into a form view in the interface. And now I can do the same sort of deal here. I've got take 2 that I previously deleted. If I look at my actor here, which is my old man still there, I can see just take 1 is there. I can come here, same sort of deal. I want to select the actor in my groups. Selecting the actor down here doesn't work. It doesn't actually select it. An applicator won't pick that up, but I've selected it in my groups menu, and now I click on apply. You can see that actor is selected up there. It's going to apply that data as take 2. Click on yes, and now my take 2 is back. And same sort of deal, if you've ever, take 2 is a dud, I want to delete take 2, I can just select on take 2, come here, and delete my take. And same sort of deal, I can toggle between take 2, take 1, and none, very, very simply. Now, if I've got take 1 is already there, and I click on apply, I will get this warning. Oops, I didn't select. Well, this warning comes up because I haven't selected the actor. So let me just go back in and select my actor. Now I click on apply. I'll get this warning. It'll say action take 01 already exists for old man actor. Add capture data to this action. So if it's an existing action, I've got this warning there just in case I don't want to overwrite my existing data, and it gives me an opportunity or a second opportunity to stop. But I can, if I had an existing action where, say, the old man's walking and I want to put my face capture to it, I don't want it necessarily in a separate action, I want it in the same action, I can click on yes and I'll apply that data to that action. But right now I want to know, I don't want take 1's data merged with this other capture file. But that's a quick walkthrough of Applicator Kit for Modo. Happy applicating!